So as a professional real estate investor, one of the most frequent questions I get asked from people is, how do you get a 25 or a 35% ROI every year on your money in real estate? And the truth is, there are some really big secrets. And in real estate, we love to say, location, location, location. And sure enough, when you buy real estate, whether for your family to live in or as a rental, the reason why some rentals perform significantly better than others comes down to the macroeconomics. It's not just getting a good deal on the house, it's also getting a good deal in the right part of town, which means that the neighborhood you buy investment grade real estate in means everything. And today I'm going to share with you my 3 biggest hacks to ensure that you buy real estate in the right neighborhoods.
And you keep doing all your gangster stuff. I'm just trying to sell my house. Don't worry about that.
So check it out, whether you're literally watching this video because you're like, no, Kris, I'm actually buying a house and I have a family and I want the right kind of neighborhood, or whether you're an investor that's looking at expanding your portfolio, we're actually on the same side of the fence in this scenario, because everything that you're looking for is everything I as an investor am looking for. You want the safest neighborhood, the best neighborhood, the right school districts. You want a safe place for your family to raise.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Those are all of the things I'm looking for, because my rents in those neighborhoods outperform all the other neighborhoods. I think one of the mistakes that people make when buying a home is that they look at the home, but they don't always look at the neighborhood because they don't always know where to go and do research, and it's kind of nebulous. And I really believe that today's information is going to help you learn where you go, how you do the research, and how you can know whether you're making a smart choice or not, because for me, it does come down to these 3 things. Don't make the mistake of ignoring the neighborhood that you buy in. A house can be updated, it can be fixed, but you can't change its location or the vibe of the community or your neighbors for that matter. When searching for a good neighborhood, it comes down to one thing: research. So the question is, Kris, where do I do the research? Let's start by talking about a couple of things that you have working maybe a little bit against you. The Federal Fair Housing Act, aimed at preventing housing discrimination, bars real estate professionals from discussing the demographics of a community with their clients. Now, that being said, there is plenty of information that you can find legally online. There's websites like Niche and Neighborhood Scout. These are great starting places for start figuring out some information about the demographics, about your area, so that you can really figure out what it is you want. When I find a nice neighborhood in the right part of town that has, for example, the nicer school district, I tend to attract families that care a little bit more. So let's talk school district. Even if you don't have children yourself, buying a house in a community with good schools can be a very smart investment because future buyers may have children. Schools have a lot to do with the resale value of a home, says Ken Pozek, a realtor with Keller Williams in Orlando, Florida. Even if the schools aren't A-rated or B-rated, he says, you still want to understand that going into the situation. So if you're looking in a particular area, you actually have to go online, you have to check out that local government school district websites where you can actually check out their demographics, their reports. How does that school rank? How well are they doing? Number 2, if I want to attract a good family with a higher income into my neighborhood, it's not just a nice house, it also has to be a safe neighborhood. It has to be a safe part of town. And there's a lot of website resources that you can use online to basically make sure that you're moving into the right neighborhood where crime rates are really low. Local law enforcement agencies typically track crime statistics, so that's a good place to start. You can visit websites like Spot Crime, and you might also run the address on the National Sex Offender Registry to see if there are sex offenders that live nearby. In addition, drive past the property at various times a day and just check, what does the traffic and what does the noise look like? All of those things are going to give you an indication on safety. The third thing that I look for in a neighborhood, I would best describe as like the energy of a master planned community lifestyle. Like, I want you to look at the last 2 generations, and especially this one, what's important to them. They're not just looking for safety, and they're not just looking for smart schools. They're looking for something that is centrally located to all of the action. They want walking distance to all sorts of different activities and amenities. So let's dive in. Younger people definitely want different amenities in their ideal neighborhood than empty nesters or people that are looking for a slower pace of life. So you're going to want to pay attention to things like parks, open spaces, trails, proximity to shopping, dining, and local attractions. If the community that you're buying in has an HOA, find out what amenities are included in your dues, such as, is there a pool, a clubhouse, a gym? Basically, people are willing to pay a little extra money if they feel that it's going to add to their lifestyle and give them more options. WalkScore is an online resource that provides information about a neighborhood's walkability, car-free access to restaurants, parks, and other places of interest, and will basically provide a score to let you know, like, this is an awful place to live in if you're looking for something that provides a lifestyle scene. You can also scan neighborhood Facebook groups and local websites like Nextdoor, community newspapers, or the HOA website or newsletter to get a feel for the community's vibe and any special events that they host. So let me link this back to this idea of higher ROIs. As an investor, instead of earning 10 or 12% a year on my money, I want to earn 25 or 35% a year on my money. It really does come back to this energy of the neighborhood. Is it safe? How's the school district? How's the lifestyle? And one of the reasons why I get such high ROIs is I don't just invest in every major metropolitan city. There are 324 major cities that dot the United States, and I only invest in the top 5 at any given moment. And I am looking at macroeconomics. I am looking at population, migration. I'm looking at large companies that are moving in, that are starting thousands or tens of thousands of new jobs. I'm looking for transportation hubs. I'm looking for affordability, but I'm also looking for those neighborhood stats that we've talked about today. And all of those end up being really powerful contributors to ultimately determining what the ROI is. And your neighborhood's gonna correspond perfectly to how you feel about the place that you pick at the end of the day. So whether it's for your own personal family or whether it's for investing, it matters in both situations, and both end up being the key to basically charging a higher rent and also having a nicer house and also having less damage from the tenants and ultimately having a better experience. And my last caution, and more importantly, a multimillionaire's piece of advice to you, is be careful how much house you buy on your next residence, because if you put all of your financial ability into the house and the lifestyle that you want today, it doesn't leave you room for investing. All of my wealth was built not on one house that I bought and lived in, it was actually built on all the other houses that I bought that I didn't live in. 90% of all millionaires, they make their money in real estate. If you're really interested in taking your real estate investment game to a whole nother level and not just applying this information to your own home, but building a portfolio, then I would recommend that you get a game plan. Like, that's how I built all my wealth. I had a multimillionaire sit down with me and say, Kris, do these things and it's gonna change everything. And then I did those things and it changed everything. Do you have a multimillionaire in your life right now that can offer you that advice? If not, click the link below. I've trained a small team of experts that are always looking for my next student that I want to mentor. They're always looking for people that I can help or people that I can build a huge, raging, successful real estate portfolio with. If you'd like to get a multimillionaire's perspective on your finances and how to take them to the next level, click the link below, fill it out. The best part is it's free. You don't have to put in a credit card or anything. It's a conversation. And I find that that conversation not just changed my life, it could change your life as well. Okay, Kris Krohn, where are those real estate markets that you're buying in? You mentioned that there's a top 5. If you want to know my top markets, click right here and I'm going to share with you where I'm buying all of my real estate right now.